Hey guys, happy Tuesday. It is our last Tuesday leadership Zoom in December and for the year. So exciting. Um, Next month we have a crazy all-star lineup. So you are not going to want to miss one Tuesday. You're going to want to get it on your calendar and you're going to definitely want to make your teams aware of the Tuesday Zoom and let's break records next year and get lots and lots of people on. Um, and thank you very much for all the birthday wishes yesterday and for all of you that sent me a message to help me celebrate my 27th annual 21st birthday. You guys can figure it out. Um, I've been saying literally that my 26th annual 21st birthday, my 25th. I've been doing that for a while now. I refuse to say the number. Um, refuse. I'm still 21 in my heart. Um, so thank you guys so much. And I am so excited that it's payday. uh, a lot of you are, I'm sure, too. Don't forget to make your payday post and then uh, if I can get all the 200Ks in my inbox so we can get you on the schedule for the new year, that would be amazing. Um, it doesn't matter if you've been on before. Guess what? We have new people. They haven't heard your story yet, and our stories are constantly evolving. We all know that. Every year, new things happen, and we have new tips to share and new lessons to share with everyone as well. So let's get you back on the schedule. Just to give you an idea of what's coming up next month, we have Maria and Amber and Chastity um, and Ashley Mosley, which I've been trying to get her on forever because her story is awesome. So you guys are not going to want to definitely miss not one next month. You are going to want to be on. Um, with that said, I am so excited because I have my good friend Michelle Roberts on today to share her story and her tips and to end us out this year, our very last Tuesday leadership Zoom of the new year. And I truly appreciate her saying yes and getting on with us today. Michelle, I want to jump right in and get started with your story, um, who you are, where you're from, how you got into this crazy industry, and then how you found Lavelle, and we'll kind of go from there.
Okay, hi. I'm kind of nervous. Like I'm sweating right now. I'm not usually on a Zoom with this many people. Our own team Zoom's a little bit smaller. So, good morning, you guys. I'm Michelle. I'm a single mom from California. I got into this industry, oh my gosh, I don't know, it was like 7 years ago, maybe was my very first taste of it. And that's where I kind of caught the vision for this, what long-term residual income can do. So I actually was with a company that it was like some crazy amount of money to buy into it. And I didn't do really anything with it, but I did go to an event. And I was thinking about that this morning because I knew, I know the questions on the Zoom and I knew you were going to ask that. And I actually went to that event by myself. I don't know, the people that I was signed up with was actually my sister and a couple other girls, and for some reason they couldn't go to that. So I go to this event by myself, which is actually out of my character and out of my comfort zone, but I'm glad I did because that's where I caught that vision. I was in this room full of people. It was just like a small house up in the Chico area, and I heard a leader speaking at this event, and it was basically like a Thrive After Five, I guess. And she was, I don't think she told her story about, the income at that event, but I knew it. She was making like tens of thousands of dollars a month, tens of thousands of dollars a month. And I thought like, oh my God, like, wow, I didn't know there was a job out there that you could do that at, you know what I mean? So um I left there with this like, I don't know, hope or what you want to call it, but like a vision where I knew that it was possible because I saw someone doing it. And it was just a room filled with people. It was really like energetic and just really inspiring. And so, like I said a few minutes ago, I didn't really do anything with that business. I just kind of like caught a vision and dipped my toes into it at that point in time. And then 5 years ago, I lost my mother. I grew up in a house where my father was an entrepreneur. He built a business from the ground up. And so I got to watch him do that. And that's especially important to me today because of the business that we're in. I watched him struggle. I watched it take him a long time to build his dreams. And I watched my mom, help him do that. There were times where she was working and paying the bills, and, he was just trying to get this business up and running. And so I worked at that business my whole life, and my father passed in 2008. And then my mom passed 5 years ago. Well, when my mom passed, the business was left to my sister and I. And I'm not going to go super, deep into that because I could literally talk about all that all day long. But basically what happened was, she was the executor of the trust, and she decided that she was going to take the business and I was no longer going to be a part of it. So I was kind of left high and dry. I'd worked there my entire life since I was a little girl, before I was even getting paid to work there. Excuse me. And so here I was, a single mom, and I had no job, no income, and I had just lost my mom, and the world was very like chaotic around me. I was grieving. I was just a hot mess. And I got, excuse me, I got really depressed, and I was in bed for like a month. And I got up one day and I was like, you know what? Like, I can't go out like this. Like, if today's my last day, this is what my children are going to remember. And so I reached out to a friend who was actually doing another network marketing company at the time. And I was like, it was a health and wellness business. And I was like, you know what? Whatever that stuff is that you have, like, I need some of it. Just fix me up a package. Here's my card, whatever you need, whatever information you need, just send me a box of health and wellness stuff. And so she did that. And I started using the product, and I actually started selling it not too far after that. So that's how I kind of got into this industry. But as far as Le-Vel, so I got into that company. I did that company for a few months. I realized very quickly that it wasn't going to take me where I wanted to go financially. There were just flaws in the compensation plan. I didn't know much about, the industry or the comp plans, but I started kind of studying it, and I figured out like, this isn't for me. I didn't feel aligned. I didn't feel like the product was doing all that much. It was helping, but it just wasn't phenomenal. Excuse me. And then I followed that same person into another company who she came to me one day and she was like, I found something else. It's the latest, greatest thing. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Let's go here. So I actually bought into that financially, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to keep going with this one because I know these businesses take a while. So I did it for a couple more months, and then I hopped and I went to this other company. I really thought that it was like really going to go somewhere. I thought it was a product that everybody wanted, and I was wrong. I was wrong. So while I'm doing this, I'm growing my network on social media. I'm learning more about the industry. I'm connecting with more people. And I did that business for about a year, and I came across someone posting about Thrive. And I actually got into her inbox. I asked her a few questions. She kind of blew me off a little bit. So I started like looking for more Thrivers on social media, and I came across another one. and I saw Stephanie Grotchik as my upline. I saw her posting about it, and I started chatting with her about it. And long story short, I got a sample in my hand, and you already know. I mean, I was a day one thriver, and I knew right away that this was a special product and that this was probably going to be the path that I took. I didn't right away, but I was a customer, and honestly, I watched too long, about 9 months too long. Yeah, I see you, Stephanie. Stephanie asked me on a post that I made if she could have a sample of what I had. So I got into her inbox and I was like, you want a sample? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, you know what? I'll tell you what, since you're so nice and you're going to send me a sample, why don't I send you a sample of what I have? So that's actually how I got the 3-day mini in my hand. And you know what? I really thought like, oh my God, this girl, like, I really thought like, I'm going to like reel her in, but obviously the tables got turned on me. So anyway, that's kind of how I got into Lavelle.
That's kind of a really good tip. Like if you guys know
Right.
other network marketers, get in their inbox, like, hey, let's be each other's customers. They're always looking, you are. You just get this in people's hands and it's going to leave a lasting imprint. It's going to. It's definitely going to be something they think about. Um, what do you feel like? I mean, being part, because I know there's other people on here that they have been in other network marketing companies and maybe they're just getting started with Lavelle or they've been in a year or less and they're like, what makes this different? Why will I be successful here when I wasn't with other places? What do you think stands out about Lavelle that makes us different?
Okay, so that's a really good question. I think that, first of all, what I realized in these other companies is that if I didn't have a consumable product, I was never going to make residual income. Your product has to be being consumed daily. So the company that I was at prior to this one, right before, it was a consumable product, but it wasn't actually being consumed as fast as it needed to be consumed by the consumer. So our product is something that everyone wants. Everyone on the planet wants to feel good. And we have something that will, the effect to that cause. So, and it works better. I mean, it just works. I lost my train of thought. But anyway, so you have to have a consumable product. We have that. Everyone wants to feel good. We have that. You know what I mean? Versus if you're selling, I'm not bashing anybody, so, don't take it the wrong way. But if you're selling like makeup, you're only targeting women. You know what I mean? So we have something that is for everyone, and it's a consumable product.
Yeah, I agree. Like if it's not something that people need every month, it's not that residual income coming in every single month. It's not money coming in from that same person every single month. It's so, so important. Um, so I don't know how much you want to go into your story about like what your life looked like. I mean, I think you were part of fires. You know what I mean? I know that you had an addiction issue. Like, I don't know if you want to get into any of that.
Well, I wasn't a part of the fire. So a large part of our
Oh, you
team.
weren't. Why do
No,
I
I
always
was
think
not.
that?
No, I was not. There's a large part of our team that lost their home in Paradise. And then there was actually another fire after that where there was people on our team that lost their homes too. But no, I personally did not. It's just a lot of people on our team did.
Well, I think too, it's like a looking for people and finding a need and filling it because you knew people in that situation and you had something to offer them. Look, maybe I have something that can help you get out of this, to get in a better financial situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and that's kind of what happened. So, I mean, when I came in, I did not hit my VIP bonuses. I didn't hit 4K in 30 days. I missed all of that. So I actually didn't sign a promoter for a few months. But I knew what I had my hands on was gold, and I knew it was different, and I knew it was better. And so I was willing to just, you know, I signed customers. I was signing customers my first few months, and quite a few of them, if I remember correctly. I mean, I was doing that part. I was thriving free. I was doing all that, but I didn't sign one promoter. And so Lacey is my personally enrolled, and she was closer to a lot of the people that, you know, that did lose their home in some of these fires. And so I was twisting her arm. I was, you know, begging her to get on this product. She she was like using it a couple days, and then she'd go back to coffee. And anyway, so the fires happened, and I was like, you know what, listen, like, you have something that can help these people that, you know, feel better. And so that kind of took off. That, you know, she kind of offered that. Well, she didn't kind of, she did offer it to some of the people that she knew that had happened to. And our team started growing at, you know, in that area at that time. But it was really cool watching these people that, you know, were in a devastated mindset kind of come to life with this product. You know, it was a really cool thing. So
Yeah, and if you guys have been on this Zoom, we've heard from a lot of those people, and it was a life changing for people. Like, to have something like this in your hand to offer people in times that they're struggling is, I mean, it was just a testament to that. It's so huge. Um, so let's talk a little bit about your journey with Lavelle. And you mentioned you didn't come in, you didn't like go all fast, and actually you um kind of took off at one point, I remember, and then you lost a leg. Like, stuff like
mhm.
this happens. Like, I
Oh
kind of
yeah.
want to talk about the journey, and you know what all this has looked like for you and the struggles that you've had to kind of push through.
Okay. So I came in, I didn't sign anyone for quite a while, just customers. And you know what? That's what caught my eye about this company, you guys, is that when I came in and I knew, or I heard that I didn't have to pay for my product, I was like, that's weird, because I had spent so much money on the products that I was using prior to this. And I came in, I grabbed a product pack, and then I grabbed two customers, and sure enough, there was my free Thrive. And I was like, wow, like, that's a huge part of our comp plan that I think kind of goes, it doesn't go unnoticed. Like, we all talk about it, but it's like, it's so important to help your promoters get those first two customers so that they're thriving free, because that's a big deal. Like, I don't know any other company really that really offers that at all. You know what I mean? I think some say they do, but it's not like what we have here. So I came in, I didn't sign anyone. I came in early September. I think I signed my first promoter in December, and she ended up not lasting very long. There was some weird stuff around that, but that's a different story. And then at the end of January, um, I signed a promoter, and about a week later, I signed another one, which is Lacey. Um, at that point, I hit 4K in 10 days. I literally signed someone on January 27th, and then I think Lacey signed up February 8th, and on February 10th, I hit 4K. And I was like, whoa, because there was so many months of nothing really happening. You know what I mean? And then I hit 12K the following month. And then I stayed at 12K for 6 months, I think. Bonuses, dollar for dollar bonuses, were announced at the end of 2019. And I was like, okay, like, financially, I needed that money. I was like, I have to hit this. I have to hit this $40,000 bonus. And I did. And it was not easy. Going from 12 to 40 is not the easiest jump. So October 2019, I grabbed a $40,000 bonus, and then I lost it the month after. And then I got it back in December, and I got it back in January. and then I lost it again, and then I got it back, and then I lost it again. So now we're into 2020, and at the very beginning of 2020, I had that 12. Okay, so I hit 40K because I had two 12K personally enrolled. One of those 12Ks quit, like totally quit, walked away. And I want to talk about that for a second, not her personally, a little bit. I'm not going to name her or anything like that. But here's the thing, you guys. I have a huge responsibility in why that leg fell apart. I don't beat myself up over it anymore, but she was very, very like, didn't want me adding her promoters on Facebook. She didn't want me reaching out. She never opened three-ways. She would actually like tattle on me to my upline saying, don't tell her not to talk to them. It was like very, very, very divided. She wanted to be the leader of that team. She wanted to be like, just have them by themselves. Like, it was just weird. It was weird at the time. And so I kind of just let it happen. I mean, she was growing, and so I wasn't too pushy about it. So when she quit, no one knew who I was because I never reached out. So if I could go back and do that again, I wouldn't listen to the tips she, or the advice she was telling me. I wouldn't listen to her telling me don't talk to these people. It was just weird. So at the same time as she's quitting, but she still orders every month. Yeah, she does order every month. So anyway, as she quits, Lacey's leg starts to take off. And it was taking off rapidly. 2020 was a year of extreme growth. Super blessed. This company is amazing. So Lacey's leg's taking off. I have another one that just completely fell apart. And my team starts just grabbing ranks, grabbing bonuses. And honestly, I was stuck at 12K. And I use the word stuck because I'm not using it in a negative term. It's just, if I'm stuck, that's on me. You know what I mean? So I was red legged. I was fortunate enough to understand what red leg meant before it happened to me. So I freaked out for about half a second. And I think the only reason I really freaked out is because I had someone quitting, and it was like the first time it had happened really. And it was just kind of weird. But, so my other leg is taking off. They're all grabbing, bonuses, ranks. And I'm here at this rank, and I would grab 40 back, and then I would lose it, and I would grab it back, and I would lose it. And then it's just kind of just been like that. Like, so I have this giant team, and I've never reached over a 40K. Will I? Yes, I will. Am I mad that I'm red legged? No, I'm not mad at all.
I was just gonna say, you're probably, as a 12K, I know some of your checks have been higher than some of my 200Ks. So at the end of the day, when we put so much value on a rank, and that's why I wanted to have you on today before we ended this year, because I want people to understand that don't put so much value on a rank. Like, oh, I'm not successful if I'm not 40K. I'm not successful if I'm not at 200K yet. That's BS, because I've seen paychecks that you've gotten that are larger than 200K paychecks because of your red leg. So you guys, and I remember having a conversation with you where you were like, I'm just red legged. And I was like, get over it.
Right. Well, that was early on. And that was before, I think that was right when it happened to me. Actually, Lisa, I think that was before. I remember we were in Napa, and Stephanie and I were talking about something about being red legged. And you're like, you guys don't understand. Like, you're like, it's a good thing. And that's when I first started understanding it. But when you really understand what a red leg is, it's good. And so if you're mad about it, or if you think it's a negative thing, like, you don't understand the compensation plan. And I don't mean that rude, but I mean, when
You are
I
still
made more
paid on
money getting
everything
red
that you're
legged.
supposed to be paid on. That's what people don't get. They think for some reason they're losing money if a leg is doing better than they are. And basically, essentially what red leg is, it means that you have a power leg. It means you have a
Right.
leg that is going crazy and you are trying to keep up with it. Is just basically what red leg means. And people don't understand that it's not hurting them in any possible way. But when it's introduced to people, they think it's hurting them. And I'm like, this is not, you're not losing money because of this. It's why you have paychecks as a 12K that look like 200K paychecks sometimes. So, it's one of those things where I think it's mindset more than anything. What happens is people get in their own heads and they start to compare and they think, why did I sign this person that is doing so much better than me? Why did they find their two right people and I've only found my one? Like, we start getting in our own way and then we start freaking ourselves out. And then, we have all these things that we go through, which I kind of wanted to talk about this a little bit, but in a leadership position, we feel like, where do we stand? You know what I mean? Especially when you have somebody that comes in and just goes nuts, like Lacey went 200K underneath you and you're kind of like, where do I fit into this? And I think, honestly, you have done the most amazing job at there's a lot of people under me that they ignore their big leg. There's a lot of people under me that they think, okay, I need to be working everywhere else but there, so I'm just not going to talk to these people. Like, I've seen a lot of animosity where they don't like the person because they passed them. And I just think it is a true testament to your integrity that you have been able to not hold that against Lacey in any way. And honestly, to the contrary, you work with her daily. You guys are best friends. Like, I've seen stuff like this ruin relationships, and it's so silly. It's the most silly thing in the world. So I just really want to commend you on it both, honestly, because Lacey has not gotten too big for her britches like I've seen a lot of people. Like, I don't need Michelle because she is not, I'm above her. Like, it's never been anything
Mm-mm.
in any way that has hindered your business. And you talked about that 12K that left right out of nowhere, oh bye. And she didn't want you to talk to her team and cut you off from people. Well, we all see how that ended up. And I cannot stress enough how, if you are on here and you are a leader that is cutting people off from other leaders above you, I do not care if you don't like the leader. I don't care. You are not anybody's boss. Okay. Your job is to make sure people know who their other uplines are and that they know where to go to for help, whether you care for someone or not, whether they're your cup of tea, none of that matters. Here's the thing is, not everybody's going to be your cup of tea. And you just want to make sure that people have somewhere to go and someone that they do connect with. Not everybody's going to connect with me, and I'm cool with that. But I want to make sure if they don't connect with me, they at least connect with Chastity or Amber or Maria or a sideline or one of you guys, because if they don't, then they'll just quit. And I don't want that. That's not good for my paycheck. That's not good for my business. So you kind of have to get over yourself in a sense with a business like this and not care about who likes who and if somebody is doing this or that. I mean, it's just so crazy sometimes how we take a business like this, which is full of people and personalities, and there's just really no way to avoid conflict. There's no way to avoid, oh, I don't like so and so and this person did this. Look, that's going to happen. But if you're a good leader, you will never, ever, 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 ever let your team know if you have an issue with someone else. And you will never, ever, ever tell your team not to go to someone. You will never tell your team to, I mean, I promise you, I've been doing this for almost 13 years and I have never seen a team succeed in the end. They may succeed for a minute, but they never, ever succeed. They always go away. They always quit. It always falls apart if they do that. Just like your leg did that.
Right. Well, I mean, and like, so in 2020, and then even at the beginning of this year, like my whole team outranked me. Like, I'm not even mad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, go win. And what I think people don't understand is like that's helping me. And if you don't want to see someone on your team win and rank and make more money and be more successful, like, why are you here? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I love this business. It's not about a rank. Like, we have a pretty tight knit team. Um, we've just, well, and we've watched you do it, Lisa. Like, you have built like such an amazing community, and it's like a family, you know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. I'm starting to like get emotional and rambling, but it's just, we're just blessed. We're blessed.
Well, you know what
And
I
no
was
matter
thinking
what,
about?
when I think, like, I wake up every day and I'm not losing money, but I do wake up every day and go, okay, how can I open up this? How can I open up this to bigger paychecks? You know what I mean? My paychecks are not small, but I can go grab 80. I can go grab 200. And the good news is I'm halfway there. You know what I mean?
Well,
Um,
here's the difference between somebody that doesn't have a red leg and that does. Somebody that doesn't have a red leg, it means they probably don't have any legs. And if they find a good person, they're going to be red legged at that point. Everybody needs it. Everybody needs at least two people to go to the top of the comp plan. Okay, they need at least two people and two different legs that are keeping up with each other, or one is keeping up with 40% of volume to go. And here's the thing though, what people don't get is that if you've got a crazy rock star under you and they're passing you, once you find someone else, you literally will go within a matter of a month or 2 months from 12K to 200K. It is that quick. And what people don't get is that they have, if you're red-legged right now, if you have a rock star underneath of you and you're looking for more people, you don't understand that there are people right now on this Zoom that would kill to have that one leg already, to have that 50% of what you need to go 200K. I mean, to know that you've already solidified half of your business. It is solidified. It's not going anywhere. Lacey is not going anywhere. And you have an amazing leg of people that are, here and here to stay. All you have to do is just keep fishing, just keep planting those seeds. And eventually, and here's the part that sucks. Let's just be honest. When we find that other side, when we find that other rock star, I wish I could give everybody a time frame and go, you're going to do it this year, next month, it's coming. We don't know. Maybe it's next year, maybe it's the next year. But here's what I want to kind of put out there to everybody on here. What if it was in 5 years? Would it be worth it? In 4
yes.
years, would it be worth it? Wait, literally, you will go from making whatever you're making to a solid 10 grand plus a month. Is it worth it? Is that more than you would ever make at your job right now? Whatever your job is right now, in 5 years at your job, will you be making $10,000 plus a month if you do nothing? Like,
well,
that's
the
what you have
check
to think
match,
about.
the check match on a 200K, personally
Yeah.
enrolled 200K, the check match alone is, and that doesn't include any other kind of part of the paycheck. The check match alone is more than I was making in 2 weeks at a job. Like, it's,
And you know what else you mentioned that is so cool that people really need to understand about Lavelle is you talked about when you got that $40,000 bonus and you lost it and then you got it back and then you lost it and then you got it back. Here's the thing, in other companies, I promise you, they don't do that. I know no other company that comes out with bonuses that if you lose it, you get it back. No, if you lose it, you lost it. You do not
right?
get it back. Too bad, so sad. But with Lavelle, they literally give you the chance to, hey, just get your rank back and that bonus will kick back into gear. We don't really realize how truly blessed we are over here at Lavelle with how they do things just a little bit different than other companies. It's crazy. And I do want to talk about a little bit about, how you've been able to um I don't know, stay upbeat, positive, and also have such a good relationship with your heavy leg.
Well, okay, so I'll just be real and raw. So there's been times where I'm like, okay, I'm going to go focus over here and I'm going to try to grow this leg. And you know what? It's lonely. I don't want, I don't, I can't just be like, okay, you got this, right? Like it feels wrong when when I've tried to do that in the past. Um, I just, I mean, the thing about being red-legged is that's still my paycheck. You know what I mean? So if I just let it go, how can you do that? How can you ignore a heavy leg? Is that the question you asked? How do I stay upbeat and positive and a good
Yeah,
relationship with
I
that leg?
mean, yeah, just in general with how, I know we've had conversations and you've been kind of like, man, when am I going to find that other person? And this is
Right.
frustrating. I just want people to know every single person in the world gets frustrated. We're human beings. We want to go
Right.
faster. We want to make more. We want to be at a better place. I want to be at a better place. I want to go faster. Like every person. But how we handle it, I think, is the key. You could have given up. You could have quit, just like your 12K. You know what I mean? You could have said,
Right.
you know what? I just don't want to do this anymore because I have been looking for that other side for, 2 years and haven't found it. Like it could be
Right.
super easy just to give up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's not, I think it's just because there's so many of us that are so close. And, like I said earlier, we've built like a family and a community that we're just tight knit. And they're my friends and family. It would be kind of like just giving up on that. You know what I mean? And it's still my paycheck. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I wake up every day and I'm like, okay, like where is she at? But like you said a few minutes ago, like I don't know where she's at. I know that I have to find her. I don't think she's looking for me. um, I don't, but quit, like give it up, because I know I'm like that picture. Like I'm digging for that gold, and then right on the other side, like I'm not going to be the guy that walks away. You know what I mean? Um, I just, even on the days where I'm super frustrated and I'm like, oh my God, because sometimes like I'll open up my paycheck and it's always a good paycheck. It's always more than, I could make it a 40-hour a week minimum wage job, but I know that I could double it if I could grab the next rank or the next rank or the next rank. Do you know what I mean? I know I could double that pay. And so I think about that sometimes, but I mean, it's just going to happen when it's going to happen. And it might be today. Maybe it's today. You know what I mean? Maybe it's next year. I don't know, but I'm going to be here for it. I'm not going to walk away before it happens.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine always wondering? That's why I don't understand when people come like, how do they not always wonder? I mean, we had a couple of years ago, literally a 200K that had twin under her leave.
Mm.
Like, how do you now? And she tried to come back, but the crazy thing is she has to live with that. Like, I would cry every night in bed, knowing that I had twin under me and I quit. Like, who does that? But you know what? She didn't wait it out, and twin was just getting started. We didn't know what twin was capable of and what she was going to do. You don't know right now. There could be somebody you already have signed in one of your other legs that is just going to suddenly sign someone, because it doesn't even have to be you. That's what people don't get. It doesn't even
Exactly.
have to be you that signs the rock star. It could be someone else that signs the rock star. And the more people we put in the system, that maybe it's just somebody that says, hey, I want to thrive free, and they stumble on somebody that doesn't. And the next thing you know, you've got another Lacey. It's just like you've got another Michelle. You just don't know. Um, so let's talk about how you're trying to find this other person. What are you doing to try to find this other person? What are your ways that you network and, get more people added to social media and out and about and all the ways?
I kind of do everything. So I'm not going to lie. I still get nervous when it comes to belly to belly. I know that there are people that like I've seen in public where I have a feeling, and it's embarrassing to admit, but like I have a feeling that I need to bring it up, and then I don't, because I let my nerves get the best of me, and then they walk away, and then I kick myself in the ass. Um but as far as social media, I add all different kinds of ways. So honestly, I have resisted groups for the 3 years that I've been here. I've tried to work them. I don't like them. So when you did the Destination to 40K in October, I was like, okay, I'm committing to this, because I did the one before that you did, like for 2 weeks straight. And then I literally just gave up. I was like, I can't do this. So this year I was like, I'm doing it. I'm committing. I'm getting through this with no strikes. I'm going all the way with this group. So what that did, because I made a 30-day commitment to myself and to my business, it let me really get a taste of groups. I still don't love them, but I do work them a little bit and I do find friends in them. I can see how they're super beneficial. I also add kind of randomly, like so I never add from people you may know, because if you start doing that, you're going to end up with a bunch of thrivers on your page. Or someone else's network, and you don't want to steal someone else's network. I don't ever go really to my friends list and add all their friends, because, well, definitely not my team. You know what I mean? You don't want to add from their friends list. So I'll go on like somebody random, maybe that I'm friends with, and I'll find one of their friends and I'll add them, and then I'll go to their friends list and I'll like add, like, but I'm looking at their page. I'm not just clicking add. I'm looking at their page. I want to know if they're posting the way that we post. So if I go to someone's page and they're like just sharing all kinds of stuff, or they haven't posted in a month, like I'm not going to add them. So I add different ways. I add random, and I've been adding from groups.
So what are you doing? Like, I've been asking everybody this month, what are you doing and telling your team to do to prepare for January 1? I mean, look, we've got a couple days left and it's go time. And I feel like it's all about being prepared. I mean, successful people have a plan. So
Mhm.
what is kind of your plan going into the new year?
Okay, so we've been talking about this on our team for a while. Like, I have been stressing, you guys talk to people. Obviously, stay consistent with posting, whether you post every day about Thrive or once or twice a week, whatever that is, stay consistent with that. But I've been preaching, like, please keep talking to people, please keep planting seeds, please keep staying consistent. And that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of interacting. I've been trying to get samples out. Well, I have been getting samples out. I've been just staying super relevant in Messenger, and building relationships and just talking to people, whether it's about Thrive or not. Because people, like, one thing that I do is I will send out messages, and I think I learned this. I think this might have been one of Stacy's tasks in your Destination to 40K group. I will send out messages that just say, hey, Lisa, I just wanted to, say, hey, what's up? Happy Tuesday, and just send you some love your way. And do you know how many people are like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I needed that. Like, just random people. It's like, people need to feel loved, supported, and like cared about and recognized and all those things right now, because the world's so crazy. You know what I mean? So just telling someone they're awesome, like, that's one thing I do. But I've been talking to people about Thrive. I've been following up. I've just been not stopping. Like, and there's a lot of people on my team that are like working groups, that worked your group Destination to 40K. They're talking to people. Jennifer Redwine goes live every single day, like, just staying relevant and staying consistent. And it's super important. I feel like it's more important right now than really it ever has been. I don't know what the future holds, but I have a feeling there's going to be some kind of a shift, whether that's in my personal business, my team, the company as a whole. I don't know, but I feel like something's about to happen.
Well, something's definitely about to happen. The new year's coming and it never disappoints. And it's just who's ready for that. And, here's the thing is, I can't stress this enough. And you just talked about it. The only thing that's going to make you money in this business is people. The only thing that's going to make you money, getting on the Zoom today, unfortunately, isn't going to make you money. It can change your mindset. It can give you tips to get out there and find new people. And, you know, it can raise your spirit. Zoom isn't going to make you money. Watching, 20,000 Zooms a week isn't going to make you money. Logging into your back office 12 hours a day isn't going to make you money. Using the product isn't going to make you money. What's going to make you money is connecting with other people and letting them know you have Thrive. Like, I have Thrive, I have Thrive. And you do that every day by making sure you're posting in your stories, on your timeline, using the product, sharing other people's stories, because that's what people connect with. And then obviously building those connections, like you said, it doesn't have to be about Thrive anyway. Just building connections so that you are relevant, so that you are showing up in people's feeds and their timelines, so they're looking at your story. And then it's inevitable that they're going to say, what is that? Tell me more. I need that. Whether they don't need one of our products yet, whatever we're about to come out with. I mean, I had a whole slew of people that never wanted to Thrive, but when we came out with the detox, they wanted it. Same thing with the skincare. Like, they never wanted anything to do with Thrive, but all of a sudden they need the skincare. You don't know what the next product is that Lavelle's going to come out with, that the person that didn't need what you had last week needs it now this week. And if you aren't relevant, if you aren't building those relationships, it's never going to happen. So if you're spending your days doing the wrong things, I think that's what a lot of people get caught up in doing, is busy work. They think they're working. They love Thrive, but they're not doing the one thing that's going to actually produce income in their business, and that is connecting with new people. It's really the only thing that matters. And I have people, I'm going to be honest, I have people that I don't ever see on a Zoom, but their PPA is 50. I have people that I don't see show up as leaders, but their PPA is 50 and their checks are great. At the end of the day, you could be the best leader on planet Earth and have the shittiest paychecks if you're putting all your time into just leading. So you have to understand that there's got to be a balance. Yes, I need to pay attention to the team I have. Yes, I need to follow up with my current customers so they continue to order. But the most important thing that you can ever do to grow your business, if you want it to continue to grow, is connect with people. So find what works for you. Know that we're coming into the new year. Try some new things. Be open to it. Like you said, Michelle, groups weren't your thing, but you finally said, okay, I'm gonna here's the thing. If every time somebody approaches you with an idea on how to meet new people, on how to try something new, and if we all say, well, that's just not for me, that's not my cup of tea, I don't want to do that, you're never gonna be able to know if you don't just dive in and try. Half the things I've done in this business over the last 13 years, I did not want to do. I did not want to do them in the beginning. I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to learn this. I don't want to, like, Instagram. I fought that for years. I just started it last year. Like, yeah, I think nobody likes change. Nobody does. But change is what is going to cause your business to change. It's the only thing that's going to make your business change for the better is when you change. What other tips do you have for people that are, I don't know, maybe they feel like, okay, maybe I haven't been doing all the right things I needed to be doing, but it's a new year and I'm going to get serious. What are those things? Obviously, posting. Obviously, we need to make sure that we are, making friends. But what are some other key things that you think help people grow?
Oh, I mean, I heard you say one time, and this is probably the biggest thing about this business as far as social media, or even if you're out belly to belly, you have to continuously grow your network. You have to be switching up your page, deleting people that are, either inactive or just not joining you or posting crazy or whatever it is. I don't delete people because they don't join me. I shouldn't have said it like that, but constantly adding to your network. I can see how if you're not doing that all of the time, you would find yourself in a stuck situation. But I think my biggest tip and what I'm going to be focusing on more in 2022 is personal business. So what am I doing every morning? And, when I get up for my own business, because I can, and I've already started that, but it's like, I'm going to go tell my team, okay, this is what you need to be doing, but am I doing it? Do you know what I mean? Am I just telling my team to do it? Like that's not cool. So personal business, adding to your network, talking to people and getting Thrive into people's hands. Like don't spend so much time, telling other people what to do. I think that I personally have, I won't say I've wasted time doing it, because you want to be there for your team and you want to guide them, if you've been here longer than they have. But it's like, I think sometimes we spend so much time hoping people will do all the work, when the reality is you've got to grow your network and you've got to talk to new people, because not everyone is going to do all the, do the do, like Chastity says, to get the get or whatever. It's just not going to happen. So you have to constantly be talking to new people and inviting new people to look at what you have.
And you know what, too, a lot of people get caught up in just helping their team. You guys, if you're a 40K, an 80K, or 200K, and you're blaming your failures, or isn't it funny how when it's a success, you pat yourself on the back, but when it's a failure, you blame your upline. It's like it happens all the freaking time. It's like the second something goes wrong, it's someone else's fault. And at the end of the day, the failures are on your back, and so are the successes. I mean, they both fall on you and nobody else, not your team that isn't working. You know what? When it was good, it was great, right? And when it's bad, all of a sudden it's someone else's fault. And it's just, we all have to get rid of that mentality. If you are a 40, 80, or 200K, you are at a point in your leadership where if you need help, you just need to go ask. If not, we're assuming that you got it, that you know what you're doing at that point. Look, this isn't rocket science. It's 2 customers, 2 promoters, teach it, repeat it. That will get you all the way to the top of this comp plan. 2 customers, 2 promoters, teach it, repeat. Everybody go on here at least 2 promoters a month. Will we a month? No. Are we going to try? Absolutely. Is that the goal? 100%. Teach it, do it. If you're not doing it, you should be teaching somebody how to do it. At the end of the day, it's not about getting caught up with, if you are, it's one thing to be Michelle and helping Lacey if she needs help, right? Lacey needs something, Michelle's there. But Lacey's an amazing leader, right? Michelle knows this. So sorry, my dogs always want to freaking bark. But at the end of the day, Michelle can trust that Lacey can go do her thing. And Michelle can go run her business, right? Michelle can go work on her other legs. Michelle can do that. And that's what a lot of you guys, I watched it happen over the last 5 years that we've been with Lavelle. I've watched so many people get caught up with just working with their current people. And they stop doing what got them there to begin with. How did you find Lacey, Michelle? How you found Lacey is the same thing you need to get up and do every day to find that next person. And if we stop doing that, we're not going to find them. So I hope in the new year, every day is get your lead today. I'm assuming that but in the day, the majority of your time, the 80-20 rule says that
Lisa, we're losing
80%
you.
of our time. It's the phone ring in my back.
What'd she say, Stephanie?
No idea, but is she?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
My phone rang, so it screwed everything up, and my internet sucks in my new house. So my internet sucks. Dang it.
But at the end of the day, I hope everybody's getting in a good mindset. You know, before January 1st even happens, everybody should be having a team meeting. You know, let me touch base with my 12Ks and above, see where everybody's at. Does everybody have goals planned? You know, what did they need from me? But follow the 80-20 rule, you guys. 80% of your time needs to be spent with the 20% of people that are bringing in the income, not the 80% of people doing nothing. And 80% of your time needs to be spent with your business, your personal business bringing on new. So super important. What I know you've done a lot of self-development. Any tips that in that area that people should do every day for self-development?
Oh my gosh. I would say the biggest thing is stay grateful, get into gratitude, write down what you're grateful for. I know like on my worst days, I've asked myself, like, you're complaining, but what are you grateful for? And so when I find myself in a negative mindset, like I'll sit down and really, really think about how blessed my life really is because of this business. And then I'll say, hey, Michelle, did you write gratefuls today? Gratitude. The people on my team, that are the most grateful people, like it just, they like glow gratitude. And like one specific, I just have to like say her name just because she's so awesome, but Jennifer Redwine is like the most grateful person. And it literally, I know that it plays a huge role in her success because she's just grateful. So gratitude, 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 gratitude.
I can't agree more. Once you can be grateful for what you already have. I mean, so many people come in and we have these goals and then we, maybe our goal, nobody came in here and said, I want to be a millionaire. I mean, most people aren't thinking that. They're thinking, could I just make an extra $300 a month? What about an extra 500? Then we get that. And all of a sudden we're starting to compare and why aren't we going faster? And I'm just going to quit and all these crazy things. And it's like, that's the one you were so right about, Jennifer. I mean, she's grateful all the time, no matter what. And it exudes into her team, it exudes into her business, and people need to take note of that because it truly does play the biggest role. Once you can be grateful for what, and even like you said, looking at people underneath of you and being truly happy for their success, of the people above you, people on Facebook. If you're not in a place to do that, then block people because you've got to get to a place where you are happy for other people. Your time will come. It always does come. Well, Michelle, I want to thank you so much for getting on today and sharing. And I just know there's a lot of people that needed to hear your story and are totally in the boat. You are totally like there's more people in your boat than in any other boat. There's a lot of people that when it gets to November, December, lose rank. There's a lot of people that have lost bonuses. There's a lot of people that have teeter-tottered. There's a lot of people with a red leg. That's business. You guys, I've been doing this for a long time and it's telling you this is business. It's how it works. You just have to know that if you stay grateful, stay consistent, and do every day, it will catch up. You're going to get to that right place. You can't put time limits on it, you guys. Like I hope nobody's going into 2022 going, well, if it doesn't happen this year, I'm done. Like, look, I don't know when it's going to happen for you, but I do know it will happen if you don't give up. The only people it hasn't happened for are the ones that gave up. And we don't know where they are, but we do know where the people are that stuck it out, that keep going. It only goes up. It never goes down. You know what I mean? You're never going to stay down is what I'm saying. I've never seen anyone that puts in effort stay down. They're never staying down. That they always go back up. So thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. And I know there's a lot of people on today that appreciate you as well. And yeah, I want to thank everybody who got on today. We just got paid right now. And it is our last payday of the year. And we are heading into January. The Ultimate Thriver is starting. I think we have until January 3rd, maybe. I don't know. whatever date it is, if you want to be an ultimate thriver, if you want your friends and family, your customers, let them all know about it. Submit, so get your pictures submitted, and register before it ends. And end of the day, you guys, we're here. The new year is upon us, and I'm just going to prepare everybody right now. January usually isn't the month where it goes crazy. It's starting in February. January, we're revving it up, but man, February hits, people's tax returns come back, magic happens. March is usually our biggest month of the whole year. Are you prepared? Are you ready? It's not too late. All you have to do is jump in, start planting those seeds, get consistent. 2022 does not have to look like 2021 if you don't want it to, right? And if 2021 was amazing for you, it can continue to be amazing as long as you continue to stay consistent and do what you were doing before. So I just hope that everybody is ready. I hope you're ready to make that change. It's sad that we have to wait till a new year for people to make those changes, but the fact is those changes can be made. And if that is your goal, if that's your resolution, then don't give up, right? And we're gonna mistakes. We're gonna have bad days. It's not gonna go as planned, but every day when you wake up, just start over. It's a new day. It doesn't have to be, well, it's not going as planned, so I give up already. Like they say, what, 50% of people already have given up on their New Year's resolution by January 15th. Like, don't let that be you. You've got to be different. You've got to be a different breed to do this industry and be useful at it. Anybody can be a 200K, but it's only going to be the people that get there that have that tenacity and have that excitement and have that consistency. They will be the ones to do it. So I'm so excited for what's to come. We start next Tuesday with our first leadership Zoom of the new year, and we have a lineup next month that is killer. I'm super excited for you guys to hear from all of our uplines, their stories and their tips and what got them to millionaires. So be on and make sure your teams are on. Don't forget your payday posts today. Those payday posts, whether it's $10 or $10,000, it's something that somebody out there wishes they had. So I promise you, don't forget to make that payday post. It's super powerful. Thank you again, Michelle. Thanks to all of you guys. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Same time, same place, same link.